Okay, guys, this is going to be 100% different than other videos I've done. Um, we've got a little project we're doing in my wife and I's bedroom closet. So when we bought this house a few years back, the owners who'd been here for quite a while, they had a couple dogs that just pissed everywhere. I mean, we had the carpets professionally cleaned when we got here, but as you know, when that urine gets down there, I mean, you can put a Band-Aid on it, but when it gets soaked into the carpet and then the pad underneath, and even down to the wood, if you have a raised house, or the concrete, if you're on a slab, that urine will get into those molecules of whatever that is. So, we are tackling, or maybe I should say I am tackling, getting that out of there. We're going to totally redo the closet floor. I think what we decided, instead of putting carpet down, is putting some of the laminated flooring down, the waterproof laminated flooring. We also have, because we have our own dogs, and because dogs have previously pissed there, our little dog, who does not like our big dog, and our big dog, it's kind of like her safety place. Plus, if we ever had a tornado, it is our tornado secure room, because it's in the middle of the house, basically. It's got 4 walls, no windows, and it's the safest place to be if there happened to be a tornado. But, my big dog sleeps in there, and so the little dog, who's older and does not like her, will go in there and pee where she knows that the big dog likes to sleep, just for some dominance, just to basically piss her off. So we're going to get rid of that, and I just pulled up the carpet. So right here, you'll see I came out, I pulled the carpet up, and you really can't tell on any of this. I mean, you can see a little bit on the pad right there, but you can see where the pee, you can see it right there too. And that's not even bad. There's some really bad spots. But where the pee has come through from the previous owner's dogs, and then with our little dog who was taking revenge. But I ripped up the carpet, I rolled it. I'm gonna tie some string around it so it's easier to transport and throw in the dumpster, and then also the pad. And then I went in, and you know what? Let me just show you. Okay, so here's the closet. As you can see, I came in, took the carpet up, got the padding up, and then this area right here, this is not pee. Just, so you know. This is actually the glue that they put down to hold the pad down prior to laying the carpet on it. I mean, you can basically see how uniform that is all the way around. So, what I did was, when I pulled the pad up, but especially, there's still a few spots, you get a scraper like this. What's cool is they got some higher price scrapers, but I got this one at Lowe's for about 12, 13 bucks. And I got this pole, and it just has a little place here where it screws in. And so it makes the job really nice and easy. Don't have to bend down too much, be hard on your back. And then you just basically you want to get any glue, you want it to be as even as possible. And there's some glue that was right there, I think. But it was just getting that. You're just scraping it to where it's as flat as can be. Then, of course, you come in and sweep that up. So, now that I've got that done, the next step is pulling up the little staple boards. So, let me go kind of zoom into that. So here's the staple boards. And, I mean, pretty common knowledge, but those have these little staples. There you go. That's a good angle of it. They're little nails, basically, coming up from the board. And then it's got a nail, oops, sorry folks, right there that secures it. And I'm pretty sure underneath that they have some more glue that I'll need to scrape up. So what this does is, when they lay the carpet down, is they're able to stretch the carpet and then basically with a mallet attach the carpet to those staple boards. And I don't even know if that's what it's really called, but you know, I'm not a professional. But that holds the carpet in place basically. So once you stretch it and you got a good stretch on it and you mount that in place, your carpet is secure. The nice thing is once you find a corner, like over here is where I started, I ripped that up from the carpet and it basically just pulls right up. So removing the carpet was quite easy. The pad was a different story. I was able to get the middle area pretty much pulled up, but then it was a booger on the sides and I had to scrape that up. But as you can see, that part of the project is done. So the next thing I'm gonna do is pull up these boards and then we'll go from there. Okay, so we're on to this next step. And this is to get this staple board off around the edges of the room. Because we're not going to even, and you know what, and some of this board is in really bad shape because it's original to the house, but so I probably would replace it anyway. But since we're going to be putting laminated floors down and not carpet, we don't need it. So all you need is either a really broad screwdriver. I actually have a little chisel here, and you just besides the nails that are sticking up, they've got these little tack nails that go down in. They're like concrete nails that go through the wood and into the concrete just a little bit. But all you need to do is just put that chisel down there and just I don't know if you can see it, but you're breaking up that seal to where you're raising that, and it'll come up and look like this. And see, those nails aren't very far in there, and hitting that with the hammer and the chisel will just basically pop that right out. Super easy. Luckily, it looks like maybe there's a little bit of glue that was on the boards right here. They might have put something like on the nails or something, I don't know. But regardless, we got that out. So I'm going to finish pulling up these boards, and then we'll come on to the next phase. All right, guys. Well, we've got the carpet, we've got the pad, and we've got the little staple boards all put up. They're out of the closet. I've gone and scraped and we've swept and vacuumed and got as much up as we could. So now on to the next step. So, you know, like I said, when the dogs pee, especially if they pee in a spot for many times, not only is it in the carpet and the pad, and that's where you hope most of it resides, even though it's kind of gross to think about, you know, some still will get down to what's underneath that pad, whether it's concrete or subflooring or something. And so what we're going to do is we're going to get that out of the concrete and seal the concrete so that after you put carpet, or in our case laminated flooring, you don't want that smell to come wafting up through your new flooring, because that's just nasty and disgusting. Anyway, so the first thing you do is you can get TSP. It's a powder. It's a phosphate-free, basically cleaner. Lowe's did not have the original TSP. It might be at Home Depot. It comes in a white and red package, but at Lowe's they have a TSP substitute, which they call M1. So this is what we got, and it you know, a little goes a long way. It's an all-purpose heavy-duty cleaner, and it cleans surfaces in preparation for painting or whatever the house will get. So we're gonna rip this sucker open, and all you need is about a quarter cup for every 2 gallons. So we're going to estimate that should be about a quarter cup. And try not to inhale any of that. We're going to fill this up with about 2 gallons of water. And what this is going to do is it opens up the pores in the wood or the concrete. So to be honest with you, once you do this, give it a good stir. Once you do this and you get it on the surface of whatever you're cleaning, it opens up those pores, like I said. And now the only thing that sucks is that when you open up those pores, is there's a chance that any of the urine, the animal urine, will possibly, that kind of seeps itself in there, will come out. So it may actually stink a little bit worse than it already did, just because you're opening those pores. It's kind of like popping a zit. You know, it's closed. You pop it and open that pore, and the yucky, nasty stuff comes out. So let's go do this. Okay, so we got the TSP mixture made, and then really all you do, you put it in your bucket. Joe, you're already out of here. Sorry, dog's in. Joe, out. So you just get get a real nice brush that has really hard bristles on it. So all you're gonna do is kind of soak it, and you're just gonna come in here. And you just want to make sure that you get just a layer of this on the concrete, and you let it soak for about 15 to 30 minutes, and then get you a mop, kind of go over it to get any residue up, and then we'll go on to the next step. So see you in a bit. Okay, so we put the TSP down, we let it sit for about 20 minutes, let it soak in and dry up. Now for the deodorizer, this is called Nature's Miracle Stain Odor Remover. So this is what's going to actually go down into the pores that we opened up with the TSP. This is going to go down and sanitize and deodorize those open pores. So I'm going to, let me show you how to do it. Now you could put it in a big bucket like we did with the TSP, but you know what? Do a little small couple openings on the top, and then it's real easy just to kind of give yourself a little splash. And just like you did with the other, just kind of work it in with that hard bristle brush. Put a little bit of elbow grease into it. And that's how we're going to help get that stinky urine smell out of the closet. So I'll get back with you when I go to the third step. Okay, guys, I wish that YouTube had smell-o-vision, because I am telling you, after doing that Nature's Miracle, my closet is smelling amazing. It is doing the job. So the third step in this process is to kill any bacteria, to kill anything in the enzyme, anything in there that might rear its ugly head. Is now we're going to do the same thing that we did with the Nature's Miracle, but we're going to use a little germicidal bleach from Clorox. What this is going to do is it's going to go in there, like I said, and kill anything else that may be active. We'll apply this. Now you want to be sure to apply it very gingerly. You don't want to be as aggressive as you're scrubbing, because we do have some clothes. You can see behind me. Now they're up on top rack, but we do have some clothes, and you want to make sure that you don't get any of the bleach where it bleaches the clothes. So you want to scrub a little bit more gently. So let's get it done. Okay, we're on to the next step. One of the things that I've done is, I don't know if you can tell, but I have taken right there where my toe is, I have taken the bottom crown molding off. They really recommended that just to be able to have the correct amount of spacing between the wall and the flooring. So what that will do is, you know, anything that's laminate or vinyl or wood, through the seasons, excuse me, I got some dust up my nose. Whew. Through the different seasons, you're going to see some little contrasting and stuff of the flooring. So this is kind of it provides a good spacing to be able to allow that ebb and flow of the elements and whatnot, and just give you a better overall. Now, what I'll need to do is when we come over here, excuse me, so that this area right here is so that wood, that paneling is flush, is I'll have to get for here, for there, and then on the other side, I'll have to put some of the vinyl flooring against that, measure that, and then just cut a little bit of section off so that it slides. I mean, I could just cut around it, but might as well just make it even and do that. So what I'm gonna do next is where some of the, when I pulled the staple boards out for the carpet, some of the concrete came up, so we've got these little divots. So I'm gonna go around and fill in some of those big divots so it's nice and smooth and flat, and then we are going to paint. Okay, looks like Miss Josie has made an appearance in the video, but I just wanted to go and show you where all those holes were that came up with a little bit of concrete. I've got this little repair putty that you can use for concrete or drywall. It's good for both. And the cool thing about it is you'll see here it's kind of dark, and over here it starts to get a little bit lighter. What I like about this putty is it goes on pink, and then once it's dry, it's white. So you can kind of see that right here, because all of this is part of the flat concrete, and it's now turned white. And so right there in the middle, that's where, here we can zoom in a little bit, that's where the hole was that came out with the nail from the tack board for the carpet. So it's a little bit deeper, which means there's a little bit more putty in it. So it's going to take a little bit longer to dry. But once all of this is dry, had a crack here, and so as I had a little bit of extra putty, I went ahead and I put some a little bit over that crack. There's a little bit more there, but I'm not too worried about it. Concrete does that. It cracks. But anyway, so I've got this going around. I've got the whole, Joe I think is going to turn pink because she's laying in some of it over there. So she's going to turn into a reverse Dalmatian because of being on some of that, I think. But it'll be okay. I can wash that off. But it looks pretty good. So I'm going to let this dry. Once it dries, I'm going to get a sand. I've got a little sand block. And real lightly, I'm just going to go over all these areas that I have put the putty, just to kind of smooth it out. And then I'll sweep, and then it will be ready to paint with the kills. So we are that much closer to getting this project done. Okay, guys. Whew. Okay, let's redo this one. Take two. Okay, we've done some more in the closet. Sorry that my eye shut. It's really important to have the proper eye protection. I was cutting down one of the plank boards, and I think I got some of the sawdust grit in my eye. Whew. And it does not want to come out. The best thing for me to do is just let the tears wash it out, but golly, it hurts like a mother. Anyway, let me show you what we've done. Okay, so we came in here after everything else dried, and I got some Kills paint, and we painted over all this concrete because what that's going to do, it's going to seal in the pores of the concrete to help protect the concrete, and also any type of mildew or the urine that the dogs, before moving into this house, put onto it. So that's what's done. Now what I've done is we got our planks, and I went ahead and did a row all the way back here. And the main reason why I did that is because, as you can see, these are about a little over 7 inches wide. Well, right here, that gap is less than 7 inches. So we measured that, and then I went out and didn't have the proper eye protection, and we cut down this board here. And this is going to be, I got to go cut down another one, but these are going to be the first 2 boards. And since this is the farthest part of the closet, this is a good place to tweak that and cut that down a little bit to be up against that back wall. And then as I come forward, then I should end with a full plank up against the wall, and to be able to have a nice little expansion gap right there, so that the wood can ebb and flow and do what it does. And I am so sorry, man, this is burning. If any of you guys have ever gotten sawdust in your eyes, put down in the comments, how the hell did you relieve that scratchiness in your eyes? I'm just hoping that through tears, it just washes it out. So that's what we're gonna do, is we're gonna start off over here with these cut down planks up against this wall. And then, other than maybe right over here, shouldn't have really any more cutting. I'm not sure what this is gonna look like once we get over to that corner, but the rest of it is pretty square, so we should be having limited cuts. So hopefully I can get this stupid stuff out of my eyeball, and then we can knock this out fairly quickly. What I also got was, I got an installation kit. Oh, geez Louise. Okay, this is the installation kit that I got. It comes with your spacers, and then you've got a mallet. And what's nice is it's a dual mallet, so you've got over here, it's got where it's more kind of like a hammer, and then over here is a softer end, like a mallet. And what you do is you'll take this tapping block right here, and that's what whenever you install the next plank and you push up against it, you use that tapping block to wind up locking and sealing it. When I get to the edge over here, that's when you get the pull bar right there, and that will go into that expansion spot, and you put this right here in, and then that will go, and then that's what you tap that way, and then that's how you get that lock in. So it's a good little kit. I think it was only like about $45, so not super expensive, and it's something I'll get to have. So if I want to do this project anywhere else in the house or wherever, I have it now forever. And then there's a bag of the planks, and then there's the actual hammer and mallet thing right there. So let me do a couple of these, and then I'll bring you back and kind of walk you through what I did. Okay, I think I've pretty much gotten most of the sawdust out of my eyes. Thank goodness gracious, because it was feeling like I had sandpaper in there, and it was hurting like a son of a gun. Whew, still a little bit irritating, but doable now. So let's look at the progress. All right, so this is what I've done so far. As you can see, there's these spacers throughout this side of the project. You don't really need the spacers over here because you've already accounted for that, and you're able to, and you have that measured out. But over here, where you're hammering that way and then that way, you need the spacers so that the floor doesn't get all jacked up. But over here, it's really starting to come together. I've got this alternating pattern right here. You can kind of tell that right there. And so I think we're moving moving ahead. So I'm gonna get back to work, and once I'm done, I will bring you back and I will give you a good look-see. Okay, so I think we came down to our conclusion. We have finally finished the floors. There's a few little odds and ends I'm gonna do, but y'all don't want to see that. Anyway, so here's what it looks like. All right, I think it turned out quite nice. Look at this. Of course, I'm now a victim of my own success, because now the beautiful wife of mine, my lovely bride, would now like to do this to the rest of the house. So what's left to do is I attach the baseboards back, and as you can see right there, what I need to do is get some caulking and just kind of go back over and seal those up, and that'll be good to go. And then over here, the piece, because there's concrete right there, you can go, and actually in the same stain as this vinyl plank, I can get a transition strip that I can put in between the plank and our tile into the bathroom, and then that'll kind of be more or less a seamless transition without having that gap right there. So, but all in all, this has turned out fabulous. So it doesn't matter if it's a 700-pound truck deadlift. It doesn't matter if I'm carrying a 200-pound Husafil stone 50 feet down the runway, or if I'm combating the evil, nasty odor of the former owner's dog's piss in my house. I can overcome that and kick its butt. So, hey, you guys, go out there, be awesome. If you're over 50, well, pretty much anybody, but definitely get out there, be fit, do something active, stay healthy, and as always, get your fit on.